Making headlines this morning, almost 3 years after the murder of a woman in Austin, the suspect will be sentenced today. We have all the details.
Plus, a convenient tool for some, a safety concern for others. Lime scooters are back in Rochester. What some in the visually impaired community have to say about their return.
Man, we have some dense fog in the area this morning. At least one thing to consider when you're heading out. Beyond that, the day looks terrific with some sunshine. Details on that and a look ahead at your weekend are coming up in our forecast.
Live from your local news leader, this is KTTC News.
Today, an Austin man found guilty of a 2021 murder will learn his fate. Good morning. I'm Kelsey Merrier.
And I'm Jesse Abrahamson. Good morning. A judge in Moore County will be sharing his sentence in court about 1:30 today. In February, 29-year-old Madarian Magruder was convicted on 2 counts of second-degree murder with and without intent, second-degree manslaughter, and felony domestic assault. Nearly 3 years ago, 20-year-old Tyesha Gills was shot and killed by Magruder after the two were playing with a stun gun. He waived his right of a jury trial in honor of a bench trial, and that's where a judge hears the case and makes the final ruling. So we're going to share the details of his sentence later today right here on KTTC.
Also happening today, a golden shovel groundbreaking ceremony to celebrate the start of construction that expands the Harmony-Preston Valley State Bike Trail. The city of Harmony says the launch of the project has been 35 years in the making. The new state line trail will extend from Harmony's south city limit to the Iowa state line and also has a spur to the Niagara Cave. Construction will continue through the rest of the year and should be complete in 2025. The groundbreaking is at 3 o'clock this afternoon near the intersection of 1st Avenue Southwest and County Road 44. We are starting off our Friday with a little bit of fog out there, but pretty nice sunrise to start as well. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt is out on our weather patio to tell us about what's going to be a pretty sunshiny-filled day. Good morning, Ted.
Yeah, good morning. In fact, with the fog going on, you look straight up and you can see that brightness in the sky, and certainly a beautiful shade of blue overhead. We did have some fog here surrounding the studio a little bit ago. It's been kind of an ebbing and flowing type situation where the fog develops and it shifts around. And here at the studio, much brighter and certainly more of a clear scene at ground level than it was before sunrise. You had some very thick fog surrounding the studio around 4 or 5 o'clock. But now a bright, sun-filled day looking southward. That's the current scene with our Lewiston auto camera. But if you look around, there are some areas of dense fog surrounding Rochester, especially to the south and east. Winona has a visibility level now less than a quarter of a mile. The same situation in La Crosse, so along the Mississippi Valley. You see some of that fog really thickening here in the past half hour. Decorah, quarter of a mile visibility, and especially thick with that fog around Charles City. It's been consistently less than a quarter of a mile all morning long. And with that going on, we have a dense fog advisory that runs until 8 o'clock. Rochester now has been dropped from that advisory, as has been Austin. But you see some of the surrounding counties to the east and south remain in that dense fog advisory until 8 o'clock this morning. So another hour and a half or so. Blue sky otherwise in charge of our weather as high pressure moves through. Next round of rain northwest of us, that will come in this time tomorrow morning, at least for a few hours. 43 right now at the studio as we look outside with our Lewiston auto camera. 41, the wind chill index. Wind's not particularly strong. At the airport, it's 39 in Rochester, Mason City 36, Albert Lea 39. So jacket morning weather. It's chilly out here, kind of crisp and cool anyway. 41 on the way to school, some fog on the way home, tons of sunshine. A bus stop forecast 68 degrees and a great day for a dog walk. We have Lola and Lucy from Plainview and they're ready for a walk. A day of sunshine, a terrific day to take a couple of walks. Look for a high of 69 this afternoon. If you want to send your picture in, send it to pets@kttc.com and include your dog's name and your hometown. We'd love to see your entry in that as well. But Lola and Lucy look like they're ready to take a walk.
Yes, and a great day for that. Thank you, Ted.
You're welcome.
To Washington now, President Biden is addressing the rise in anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Protests and encampments, even some violence have been happening at schools nationwide as we've been reporting. Let's bring in Washington correspondent Ashanti Ford. She's live in D.C. on this Friday. Good morning, Ashanti.
Good morning.
Okay, so what is the president saying about all of these demonstrations?
I know that a lot of folks felt like President Biden was quiet for a little too long on the protests, and obviously we're still dealing with that debate amongst Congress, amongst people. The debate really is the difference between hate speech and the First Amendment. So President Biden, he acknowledged that students have the right to protest, but not in a way that puts others in jeopardy or gets in the way of students having access to class, which need I remind, Columbia University, UCLA, these schools are not cheap to attend. So to not be able to get into your classroom or to have your graduation ceremony canceled is obviously problematic. But there's a lot of rising political pressure here to see how President Biden will respond, just like, the Israel-Hamas war or abortion or even menthol cigarettes now. What side of the coin, what side of the line these presidential candidates stand on or fall on, rather, has the power to sway the vote.
A very different story now involving the president. He is awarding the Presidential Medal of Freedom to several people today. So who are some of the notables to get this award?
Some good news. I love good news. 19 people are set to receive this award. For those who don't know, the Presidential Medal of Freedom is the nation's highest civilian honor. It's typically, presented to people who have made great contributions, whether that be in war or humanities. So the awards will be presented at the White House today. War heroes, activists, attorneys, journalists, government workers. I even saw an actress in there. So some good news coming out of the White House today.
We love to see that. Congratulations, of course, to all of them. Thank you so much, Ashanti. We hope you have a good rest of your weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Electric scooters are back for the season in Rochester, and some say they are still posing some problems.
New this year, the city and Lime are implementing new strategies to make sure they don't become a nuisance, and that would include reducing the number of scooters or e-bikes left in problematic locations. Chris Matthews navigates the city on foot daily. He says he frequently comes across a scooter right in the middle of the sidewalk, which especially creates issues for people who are visually impaired or may have mobility issues.
To me, it's also not just about my situation and my frustration, but we're a city where there's a lot of people who have a lot of diverse needs for personal transportation, and if Lime is going to be part of that and these scooters are going to stick around, I think we need to work together on integrating it into part of Rochester to make it more safe and accessible.
Both the city and company say they're committed to keeping the streets safe and tidy for everyone. The city also encourages people to follow local ordinances and preserve right-of-way access for people of all abilities. As road construction gets underway in southeast Minnesota, there are plenty of projects also planned for northeast Iowa. According to the Iowa Department of Transportation, District 2 out of Mason City has about 30 projects lined up for this year. 16 of those are bridge projects. The biggest is the Mississippi River Bridge project connecting Lansing to western Wisconsin. This is the same crossing that was closed earlier this spring due to safety concerns. IDOT says work on the new bridge is already underway, expected to be open to traffic by fall of 2026.
We need to keep the workers out on the roadway safe, and we need to keep the drivers safe as well. And the drivers play a huge role in making sure that that happens. So don't drive distracted, slow down, and wear the seatbelts.
We are told although the recent rain will slow down the construction work, everything should still finish on time.
This weekend is all about the animals. It's the Paws and Claws annual pet walk at Cook Park in Rochester. This is one of the biggest fundraisers each year for the nonprofit, allowing it to continue its mission of caring for animals and finding forever homes. All pets are welcome at this, and it's going to take place rain or shine. Registration starts at 9 o'clock with the walk happening at 10. Jess and Ted are actually the MCs once again for this event this year, so we hope to see you out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we always have lots of prizes to give away. There's great baked goods and usually hot dogs and music and all kinds of things.
And lots of cute puppies and kitties.
Yes, overload.
After more than 51 years working at KTTC, today is Chief Photographer Chuck Sibley's final day here.
He's retiring from the business or the racket, as he loves to call it. Chuck joined the station as a part-time studio camera operator for then KROC TV, now KTTC TV. He began his career August 1st, 1972. Chuck graduated earlier that year from Lourdes High School. In 1977, he started as a news photographer, a job he's now held for 46 years. During his more than 5 decades with KTTC, Chuck has made his mark on many stories and many people. He has won numerous awards for his work, and he was also inducted into the Upper Midwest Emmys Gold Circle in 2022, honoring his 50 years of service to KTTC and local TV news. So thank you, Chuck, for all your years of dedication and hard work for our KTTC viewers. He's been getting phone calls all week from people whose lives he has made better over the years, and it's going to be fun. We're going to honor him tonight on our 6 p.m. news, so tune in. It is 6:40, making your next move safe and successful.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are scams out there taking advantage of people who are moving to a new home, but there are ways to prevent that. We're going to have a live interview to talk more next. First, here's Ted.
A little fog outside this morning. We do have a dense fog advisory for a big part of the area, but otherwise it's a day of sunshine, a terrific Friday, fantastic Friday. Weekend features some sun and a bit of rain. The details are coming up in your forecast after the break.
Tune in to KTTC's Athlete of the Week.
Millions of Americans move every year, and in our area, June is a very busy month for this. The majority of moves are made without incident, but the number of complaints against moving companies has increased steadily over the past decade.
And yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. So here to talk about how we can move safely and protect all of our things that we're getting from point A to point B is Kevin Sarmiento. He's the Assistant General Manager of Two Men in a Truck here in Rochester. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. It is a super big issue when it comes to the high frequency of moves, more risk of having the scams, but we're definitely here to help. We want to relieve stress, not add on to it.
Okay, so what are kind of like those types of scams, or what are maybe the tips that you can give for people to look out for?
Yeah, I would say the four biggest ones is going to be make sure that the company is insured and bonded. You want to make sure that they're compliant with state laws. This gives customers a peace of mind that the company is going to take their job seriously. Get a few estimates so you're able to get the bang for your buck. If the estimate is too good to be true is why we look at different companies, and we want a contract before the move happens. You don't want a surprise bill at the end of the move. You're already budgeting for this.
Right.
Moving is stressful. We want it to be done as soon as possible, but you're saying take a moment, do your research beforehand. It's worth that extra time.
Absolutely.
For someone who's thinking about a move, what's involved, kind of some of the big first steps, and what should they be thinking about?
The biggest first steps, the first number one is to consider Two Men in a Truck first. Give us a call. We'll make an estimate for you based on the item list that you provide, and we're flexible. Whether we're packing the boxes, loading it, unloading it, and even opening up those boxes to place everything where you want it to go, we're here customizable for you.
Wow, that's really awesome. And you were telling us a little while ago that you guys are all over the place, whether you're moving people locally within the city or the town or our little region, or even across the country. You said you just had some movers come back from Vegas.
Yeah, come back from Vegas. As I was saying before, the tires will touch, we'll get you there. No matter where you need to go, with the high frequency of residencies coming in and out of Mayo, we're here to make sure the transition is seamless.
It's a busy time. Anyone moving, good luck. We're thinking of you and sending good vibes your way. Kevin, thanks so much for coming on with these tips this morning.
Thank you so much.
It's a good day to move. On that note, here's Ted.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Ted Schmidt.
A lot of fog in the area this morning, a lot of sunshine as well. Here's the current scene from near Grand Meadow, live from our Lewiston Auto camera. The fog beginning to recede a little bit, it's kind of thinning out a little bit. We have blue sky overhead though, and certainly see some of the trees peeking out through the fog as well. Here in Rochester, a sunnier scene. We had some thick fog a couple of hours ago. It is not a foggy scene right now. In fact, the dense fog advisory has been dropped for Rochester, this area, but we still have some spots of fog in the area as well. A little verklempt there. Visibility right now up to 10 miles in Rochester, south and east. Some thick pockets of fog around Winona, also around Charles City. So it's one of those days. The fog is going on, and so there's a dense fog advisory until 8 o'clock this morning for areas around Winona, Wabasha, Preston, Charles City, and Mason City. We'll have to deal with that here for another hour or so. But then it gets a whole lot better, and we have a day of sunshine that'll help us get into the upper 60s and low 70s. 39 right now in Rochester at the airport, 43 in Austin, 37 in Charles City, Iowa. A day of sunshine that'll help us go from 39 to 69 degrees. South winds helping the cause fairly on the light side, but those south winds will start delivering some warmer air to the area in the backside of high pressure that is now currently gliding through the region. Waiting for another cold front from the northwest that will generate some shower chances this time tomorrow morning, just for a few hours to start our Saturday, but it won't rain all day. It's just a morning event for a few hours. Today, looking back at the rain we had yesterday, we had 1.38 inches. That's the total for the month as well here in Rochester. Now the surplus for the month, 1.1 inches for the year. 9/10 of an inch. That's the biggest surplus we've had in rainfall in more than a year. Of course, as you remember last year, we were way below average. It's nice to be with a cushion, enjoying a cushion in the rainfall department. 40 morning commute temperature with some fog, and tomorrow some showers, temperatures in the 50s, some sun in the afternoon, and seasonable weather holding on into next week as well. Today, a terrific Friday, best day of the week. We have temperatures close to 70 in the afternoon, tons of sunshine all day, hint of a southwest breeze. Clouds thicken tonight, and we'll have a chance of showers just after sunrise tomorrow, lasting until about 11 o'clock in the morning. Then we have clearing skies from the west, cool breeze in the afternoon, temperatures upper 50s. Sunnier on Sunday with some 60s. Rain chances tomorrow morning. Then again Tuesday, slight chance next Wednesday and Thursday. And temperatures looking very seasonable, 60s and low 70s for next several days. Today, fog in spots, otherwise mostly sunny throughout the day. 69. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Showers after midnight tonight, a low of 47. And your 7-day forecast, we have some 60s and some low 70s in the upcoming week.
Okay, it looks like a great day today, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm loving this our Friday forecast. Great way to round out the week. Very
Yes.
positive note.
Yes, that is very true. Thank you, Ted. It is 6:49. Late for work. Some people are blaming their iPhones for oversleeping.
And some of the hottest tickets in town, the NBA, or WNBA, is going to be seeing a lot more fans at their games in the coming months. We'll tell you about that when we return.
KTTC.
Most of us enjoy being able to sleep in from time to time. However, you probably wouldn't like the extra shut-eye if it was a result of not hearing your alarm clock. Some iPhone users have turned to social media with that very complaint, saying they have overslept because they aren't hearing their alarm. Apple says the company is working to fix this issue. However, it is unknown how many iPhone users are affected by this. In the meantime, some users say turning off the Attention Aware feature has helped to solve the problem. The feature allows an iPhone to check whether someone is looking at their device, and if they are, the phone will lower the sound of alerts. Apple says on its website that the Do Not Disturb setting and putting the phone on silent does not affect the alarm sounds. The demand for WNBA tickets this season is up 93% compared to this time last year. According to a season preview report from StubHub, the dramatic increase is largely thanks to college basketball star Caitlin Clark and her new team, the Indiana Fever. So far, the Fever ticket sales have increased more than 13 times compared to last year. That's according to that report. Meanwhile, sales for the defending champions, the Las Vegas Aces, have also increased about 190%. The Chicago Sky has seen its ticket sales triple as well compared to the last season. Pretty cool. It is 6:53 on this finally Friday, a bright live view outside right now in Rochester, Highway 52 at Civic Center Drive. We have a lot of sunshine to look forward to for the rest of the day. Ted will have more on that, and we'll share our top stories next.
KTTC.
It is 6:56 on this Friday. Here's a look at our top stories for today. An Austin man found guilty in a 2021 murder will be learning his fate this afternoon. A judge in Mower County will share his sentence in court around 1:30. In February, 29-year-old Madarian Magruder was convicted of 2 counts of second-degree murder with and without intent, second-degree manslaughter, and felony domestic assault. Nearly 3 years ago, 20-year-old Taisha Guild was shot and killed by Magruder after the two were playing with a stun gun.
Today, a golden shovel groundbreaking to celebrate the start of construction expanding the Harmony Preston Valley State Bike Trail. The new state line trail will extend from Harmony's south city limit to the Iowa state line and also has a spur off to Niagara Cave. Construction will continue through the rest of the year. It should be complete in 2025, and that groundbreaking is at 3 this afternoon.
This weekend is all about the animals. It is the Paws and Claws annual pet walk at Cook Park here in Rochester. It's one of the biggest fundraisers each year for the nonprofit. All pets are welcome, of course, and will take place in the rain or the shining sunshine. Obviously, we're hoping for sun, but Ted says there's going to be a little bit of rain. The registration starts at 9 o'clock with the walk at 10, and Jess and Ted are our MCs for this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's always a good time. And speaking of good things, after more than 51 years of working at KTTC, today is Chief Photographer Chuck Sibley's final day of working here. He is retiring from the racket, as he loves to call what we do here. Chuck joined the station as a part-time studio camera operator in 1972. In 1977, he started as a news photographer. That meant he would be out and about in a job that he's been doing for 46 years. During his more than 5 decades here, Chuck has made his mark on many stories, many people. He's won so many awards, but really it's all about the stories. And as he was sharing with everyone here yesterday as we had a little lunch recognizing him, be there. Just be there. That's his...
one of his famous lines.
Yeah, one of many famous lines.
Yes.
He has a few of them.
Yeah.
But so many great stories.
He's always seen, with that camera on his shoulder out and about. He said he loves covering, obviously, news and weather, but high school sports is really one of his passions, and he's been able to cover that for decades, and he just does some incredible work.
And of course, one of the big weather stories that he covered was 11 years ago when we had how many inches of snow this week?
We had 14 inches officially in Rochester
Oh, man.
on May 2nd, 2013.
He was there. So, yeah.
He was there for that one. And of course, he talked about the flood of 78.
Yeah.
So it was most memorable for him. We talked about that extensively yesterday. So, yeah, a lot of memories. He's been, he's here to cover all of that.
I know.
All those years and all the things in between. It's just astonishing.
It's going to be weird to not have him around the newsroom from day to day, but he's still going to be in Rochester, so if you see him out and about, please, of course, make sure to say hello and give him your well wishes. And yeah, he's got a bright future ahead, whether it's here or not.
The next chapter, which hopefully will be even more fun, starts now. And Ted, we're looking ahead to a great day.
A fantastic day. We do have a dense fog advisory for a couple of counties here, and not Rochester anymore. We've been dropped from that advisory, but fog for another hour. Then we have a day of nothing but sunshine, 69, the high temperature this afternoon with the southwest breeze. 7-day forecast, showers tomorrow morning. May have a brief shower during the pet walk tomorrow. The temperature's the upper 50s and a sunnier Sunday.
Sounds good. Have a great Friday.
And a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you later.
Good Friday.